So you think about moving to Kansas City, maybe more specifically the Staley area? Well, good news, in this video we're going to be talking all about Staley. It didn't come up a whole lot, so we thought we'd do a video about that so you know exactly what it is. And if you stick around to the end, we're going to tell you the most expensive con that you need to know about Staley, and we're going to get started right now. Hey, if this is your first time tuning into the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in Kansas City and the surrounding areas like the Staley District we're about to talk about, then click subscribe, hit that little bell for notifications so you can be the first to know the current market right here in the KC metro area. My name is Zach Morton. This here is Max Jones. The Mojo Real Estate team and I have been helping people move to Kansas City for over 20 years. We absolutely love it. We get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every single day, and we absolutely love it. But you don't have to take our words for it. See what our clients have to say with over 600 verified 5-star Google reviews from folks just like you. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, just pick up that phone, give us a call, shoot us a text, drop us an email, even schedule a Zoom call so we can chat with you about your goals and help you with that seamless transition into your new neighborhood. And today it is Staley. So Max, why don't we just kind of start with, tell them a little bit about where it's at in the city.
Yeah, so usually we're talking about neighborhoods or cities around the Kansas City metro area. This time we've decided to talk about Staley School District, which is a big area that we haven't really addressed, right in the Northland, northmost part of the Kansas City metro, right in the center, just below Smithville Lake, is a really great area called Staley School District, and it's really sought after area. So
yeah, and if you aren't from here and you don't know that, it's not like you can type in Parkville or Liberty or whatever and this thing's just gonna pop up. It just looks like Kansas City, but it is super cool. There's a lot of pros, some cons that we want to let you guys know about, so you know about it.
Yeah, so it is one of 4 high schools that is in the North Kansas City School District. So if you look at the Northland, check out the map video for Staley, because that will show you with a map exactly where we're talking about. But right in the center of the Northland is North Kansas City School District, in between Park Hill and Liberty. And as you go up, you've got North Kansas City, and you've got Winnetonka and Oak Park, and then at the top of that district is Staley. And so that's the area we're talking about. And they are the Staley Falcons.
Yes, and it's the newest one too, right?
Yep.
It's a little further away from the city center. Everything grows north, so probably in the last 20 years is when the Staley Farms area is really just kind of taken off. So you're gonna find a lot of, I don't want to say there is a lot of new construction, but almost everything's newer. It's not like 50-year-old subdivisions you're driving through. This just feels like everything was done right.
Yeah.
Nice and new and shiny.
Yeah, I think probably the median home age is right around 15 years-ish. Staley High School was actually built, was under construction for a while, but opened in 2009. So just a little over 10 years old as we sit today, and is one of the newest schools in the Northland, right up there with Liberty North. So it is actually, that is our #1 pro, is it's virtually brand new. Really nice campus, and yeah, it is adjacent to one of the best subdivisions in the Northland, Staley Farms, which is a golf course community and is just awesome. It sits right on the north side of Staley Farms.
Yep, it's beautiful. And just to touch on that school again, I was just out there. Ellis, my son, had a wrestling tournament a couple weeks ago, and it's absolutely beautiful. It kind of sets off in the country a little bit by itself, so there's still poised for lots of growth around it, but just a beautiful campus, a massive brick building that's just like when you pull around the corner, it's just kind of sitting out there all by itself. It's pretty impressive. We'll dig up some imagery of the school and flash that for you, but they also have a fantastic website that's also chock full of information.
Yeah, in fact, their campus is one of our pros. It is a 65-acre campus. Just huge. They actually call it a district activity complex. So there is a football stadium, a baseball stadium, tennis courts, a huge track and field area. It rivals some college campuses. I mean,
it's state of the art.
Yeah, it is amazing. So that is one of the big pros on our list. Another pro is its location. It's located nice and centrally located in the Northland. So, if you are going to Liberty, or if you're going over to the airport, to Parkville, it's not too far away from anything. And it also sits just below Smithville Lake, like we mentioned. So If you go just a little bit north of a lot of the subdivisions around the school, you've got acreage properties where you can find 2, 3, 4, 5 acre plots of land if that's more your speed, or if you want to be in a subdivision just a little south of the high school. There's lots of really nice subdivisions with new construction still going on. So it has a really nice mix from a location standpoint.
Yeah, and what I really like about the location, you'll hear this in our other videos, but we have this highway called 435 that loops around the whole city. So the 435 borders the north kind of the Staley area and the east side. So you're just you've got great highway access. The south end of it's like 152 highway. And then on the west side, you have 169 highway. So you've got a lot of great highway systems that'll take you anywhere you want to go in the city, major ones you'd want to be on anyway. Whether you're going to the airport, whether you're going downtown, it's just all located right around Staley.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, from a highway access standpoint, you really can't beat it. Mm-hmm. Academics are definitely a pro for Staley. They have all of the advanced placement courses that you could ever want, from getting a jump start on your college career. If you have a high school student going there, they can qualify, take the AP testing and qualify to take college credit courses that will transfer. So, if you want to get your kid through school,
2 birds with 1 stone, baby.
Yeah,
college credits are expensive.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, you can get a jump start on that. And then they also have a really great A+ scholarship program, and they have a career program to get kids into careers. Academically, I think it's right up there with the Liberties and the Park Hills of the world, but you don't hear about it as much because it's part of the greater North Kansas City School District. I wouldn't say it's bad, but just isn't as well renowned as the Liberty or Park Hill.
Yeah, and you mentioned A+ program, and I believe, if I remember right, that's where you get a couple years of community college paid for. Is that right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, they're
and so the Maple Woods Community College, which is the major community college in Kansas City's Northland, is just south of the Staley District. So if you are going to take advantage of that and go after your what do they call it, an associates? I went to Maple Woods, but you can see how well that
I think you can get an associate's degree there.
Yeah, and then you get an associate's is that, and then you just go to 2. That's what I did, and then I went.
Go for 2 more.
Or 2.5.
Yeah. Who's counting?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, so the A+ program, and then they also have I believe they call it LEADS, which is a career placement program. Just academically super solid at Staley, so you can't go wrong there. Academics, sports, it's really got it all.
Yeah, it's one of those A+ rated. And with the sports size too, we wanted to mention that they have been moving up. Their football team has been moving up the ranks and is now at the highest rank you can get in Missouri.
Yeah, Class 6.
Class 6, yeah.
So they were dominating Class 4 and moved up to Class 5, and then in 2022 moved up to Class 6, and have been competing with the biggest schools in the state to go after one of those state championships.
Yeah, so football is your thing. They're doing pretty good in that department, and they're also in the top amongst the rest of the sports too. But all that information is on their website. We can drop a link to that so it's easy for you guys to find. Great resource there.
Heck yeah.
Before we get into the cons, just to keep this kind of positive, kind of on a neutral note, we did pull up because you can't really search for this unless you know what you're doing. We talk about you can't always go in and search by high schools or school districts, but there are some real estate agents that are lazy and don't always put the school districts in. So you will miss that sometimes. So that's why it's always important to talk to a local pro when you're ready to take it all seriously. But in the meantime, you can look by Staley School. But we looked up over the last year the stats directly from our MLS, what the average active price, the average sold price, etc. So the median list price over the last 12 months that's active right now, out of 115 properties that are on the market today in the Staley is $535. So that's gonna be a little bit higher than your average price for Kansas City, but still right in there for a really sweet home. I'm gonna say most of these are gonna be like 2 to 3 car garage, 3,000 square feet, built in the last 10, 15 years plus new construction.
Yeah, I think the reason the median list price is higher than the sold is because a lot of that inventory is new construction inventory. Yeah, which is a little more expensive, but
and some of that's not even built yet. It's like halfway done, so it'll sit out there as an active until it's actually gets scooped up. And then out of our sold properties, the median sold price over the last 12 months, which took into account 558 solds, is $419,000 for the median price point.
Yep, which brings us to our first con for the Staley area is it is a little more expensive than the rest of the city.
Yep.
What's the median for the Kansas City Metro? Is it
It's like 350-ish,
Okay.
330, just depending on the day, but right in there. So yeah, it's a little bit more than the average price for Kansas City.
Yeah, so like 20% higher.
Yeah. And a lot of that, we see that when the schools are A+, and you've got a great school system. That's kind of an ongoing thing,
Right.
but it is what it is.
Yeah, so one thing, I've heard this a little bit through the grapevine, haven't experienced it. My kids go to Liberty, but I have heard that they are at capacity. So I did a little research, and according to the internets, the capacity for the building is 1,500 students, and they're currently at 1,698. There is a plan to do a phase 2 expansion of the high school, which will expand them to 2,000 capacity, which I think is more on par with your Park Hill South and Liberty
Yeah.
North schools. But right now they're bursting at the seams. So I would say that is a little bit of a con is, they may have some classes and trailers and that sort of thing that you'll see at lots of schools when they're at capacity or a little bit over. They got to come up with options for kids.
That happens. It must mean that Staley area is doing something right because it's attracted people, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely a little bit at capacity, and that puts it at 18.61 students per teacher as far as a ratio goes. So if you're looking for small class sizes and an intimate setting for your kid who needs a lot of hands-on interaction with the teacher, then that might not be the case there. Not that you're just a number, but because I think they still are really great academically. But yeah, the teacher to student ratio is a little on the high side.
Yep, a little higher. But again, when we talk about education, almost anywhere in Kansas City, you're also going to have that option for private schools all the way through high school, and there are several options in the Northland for that as well. That'll get you that little more
Yeah.
one-on-one, maybe not one-on-one, but smaller class size.
And they always have options for tutoring with the teacher after school or before school starts. So if you do need that one-on-one interaction, it's made available for you. But just on your average, coming to school in class, there's a lot of kids in the class.
Yep.
What's our other?
We have some groceries and shopping and all that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much, when I think of the Staley area, just shooting from the hip, I think of the golf course as kind of the hub that you can live on the golf. And then I think of nice subdivisions with nice streets and easy to get around, but I don't really think of it as a place where you do your shopping or hanging out. You're pretty much gonna leave the Staley district to go do stuff, which isn't a big deal because you got the great highway access and you're really, 10 to 15 minutes from any grocery stores or major shopping.
Yeah, you're gonna have to head a little ways over to Zona Rosa, which is a big shopping mall area over in the Park Hill side of town, or head over to Liberty. But yeah, there is not a huge grocery store that I can think of.
There's like the Sunfresh, you get one on North Oak on the west side.
Yeah.
That you can get there and get some shopping done there. And there's a few restaurants over there, gas stations, and a couple medical buildings. Yeah, but other than that, it's not the place that most people are going to get all that stuff done. I don't ever find myself over there shopping. But, again, great highway access. You kind of get to take advantage, I guess, since you're right in the middle between two other suburbs that are really on the nicer side for the Northland. You kind of get to take advantage of both of those amenities that both of those communities have to offer. And then I will say that the Costco, they're probably closer to Costco than
right? Costco.
Costco
Yep.
is smart and put themselves right in the middle of the Northland, and Staley is just on the north side of the Costco.
Yeah, that's right, because they're on Platte Purchase, exit off 152, and it's kind of a strange deal where the Platte City School District, you think of Platte City as being, clear up north, but it actually dips down right in there at that Platte Purchase, right between Park Hill and Staley Schools. You have a little Platte County R3 school district there, right where that Costco is. But yeah, that's probably a good spot for all the Staley folks.
Yeah, that's where I go. Costco. All right, well, I think we hit some good stuff. Is there anything else that kind of comes to mind that we didn't cover in all this that you think?
Well, we do have our number one con.
I know.
And they've
That's what I
stuck
was
around
gonna
to
say.
the end, so. Yeah, the number one con I would say is the taxes. For Staley, you get hit a couple different ways. One of those is the one that we always talk about. In almost every video we mention it, watching out for that e-tax. So if you live in Kansas City, Missouri, or work in Kansas City, Missouri,
Yep.
then you're subject to a 1% earnings tax on your gross income, which is gross when you have to pay it.
Yeah, it is gross.
Yeah, I hate that tax. So, but yeah, if you want to be in there, you're going to be paying it because that address is all Kansas City, Missouri.
Yeah, so it's kind of tricky. So I don't live in Kansas City, Missouri, and I don't work. My office isn't in Kansas City, Missouri, but we do sell houses that are in Kansas City, Missouri. So we still get nailed for a little bit of that too. I know you actually live in Kansas City, Missouri, so
Yeah.
you know, it just comes with the territory. So almost all of us are still subject to a little bit of that, but just something, you know, 1%, you know, year after year after year after year.
It never goes away.
That's tough, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's also not the end of the world, and that money doesn't just go into a hole somewhere. It actually goes to help improve the city,
Yeah.
the police, trash.
Yeah, we get a lot of services from it. So, you know, we're paying our fair share, I like
Yeah.
to think.
Yeah.
But that's not the only tax you have to think about. You also have your real estate taxes. So in Kansas City, when you have your real estate taxes, you have your personal property taxes, they're from the county. And when you get that bill, you see it's broken out. So you've got your fire, your police, your trash, your different stuff. But the biggest chunk of those are for the school district that you're in. You pay, so the school isn't free. And you know, somebody has to pay for all that nice stuff that you get to take advantage of. So the taxes are pretty expensive in the Staley schools relative to Oak Park, Winnetonka, Northtown. If you go south through the district, the taxes aren't quite as bad.
Yeah, but you got the highest rated schools there at the north. So depending on what your goals are, that's how it's laid out.
Yeah, if you've got kids and you're taking advantage of it, then you're getting your money's worth. If you don't have kids, then I don't know, maybe you want to head south.
Hey, and while we're talking about the Staley area, we did list a $1.2 million property. It was super cool on 18 acres. So we've done a video on that. If that's something you just want to check out and kind of see what $1.2 million on 18 acres looks like in the Staley district, then definitely check that video out. It's cool. Cool house.
Heck yeah. I'm a big fan of that one.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, I think that's a wrap, man. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, we appreciate you watching these, liking them, sharing it, all that good stuff. Just remember, you got a couple friends in the business. When you're ready, just reach out and give us a call.
All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.